Welcome back, YouTube channel.
Welcome back, and remember, as always, like, share, subscribe, all the things.
Comment. The C.
The C.
It's all about the C.
I wonder why I always forget to say comment.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You always forget to say
I always
comment.
forget that. I remember the other ones, but I forget the comment. Anyway,
we wanted to say first and foremost, thank you so much for your support, your love, your kind words on our last video.
guys, the response was, it really filled our hearts up because we weren't sure if you guys would be upset with us or not, because we kind of went dark for a bit, but the video is performed so well, and we thank you guys so much.
Yeah, so we just want to let you know that we read your comments, and we thank you especially for your prayers. We could feel them. Honestly, I feel like we could. So now we want to get honest with you in another way.
Yep.
Because we feel like we're just in a season where it's all about transparency and intention.
I was just getting ready to say, because Erin's really all about intentional living.
Intentional. Yep. And I want to encourage you guys, if you haven't chosen a word of the year yet, I would think really honestly, what do you want to achieve for this year? What do you want to achieve for your life in general? And then, maybe at the end of the video, Chris and I will share our words of the year with you. Actually, have you picked it?
I haven't, I still haven't gotten my word. I had it and now I can't remember.
He said he had his word and then
I had it in like November, and then I wrote it down and I haven't been able to find it, but it hasn't come back to me. So I'm still waiting for
Anyway, I have two.
Erin has two.
That's my hint, and neither one of them is intention. But we are going to do this video with intention of sharing more with you and letting you know what our kind of our next steps are going to be.
Yep.
So for those of you, and please answer in the comments, because we did an Instagram live earlier today talking about this, and we're very curious. For those of you that watch here that are in our YouTube family, quick question. Did you guys know that Chris and I are Fit Pros? And
that we actually created an entire workout program called Strike Fitness, and many other programs as well, and that's actually the business that we've been running for 15 years. We got into social media kind of by accident. I mean, it was all God, as we always say, but
totally God.
But it was not the life path that we were on professionally. But I
used to always say that as soon as
this is the irony.
This is the irony, and this is why I want you guys to also know that God's will is always bigger than our own.
Yep.
Like, we never really know what God's planning for us, because I would always say to Chris, as soon as Strike gets big enough, we are going to absolutely hand over social media, and we're not doing it. I'm never touching it again.
Yeah.
You guys, I used to complain all the time about that one element of our job. Like, if I had to post on social media or like engage on social media, I was just like, ugh. And now, ironically, it has brought more blessings to our relationship, to our internet family, to our nuclear family. Like, I can't even begin to count all the ways that social media has blessed us.
It's funny how God does that.
So be careful with your nevers.
That's right.
That's what I always tell people.
Yeah.
I'm like, all the time when I say never.
Well, what's really cool is that when Erin says never, I get excited, because that usually means God's going to show up and be like, just kidding, or, oh, you think so?
It's kind of like when I said, I hope you're excited with one baby, because I'm never having another one.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when she was pregnant, she's like, well, I hope that you're good with only having one, because I am never doing this again.
Anyway, now
4 kids later.
4 kids later, and we're still praying daily to God to please just give us one more. Maybe 2. I don't know. We would love to have even more kids if that is what God sees for us.
If that is in His path and His plan, we look forward to it.
Yeah. And speaking of paths and plans,
yes,
Chris and I we were very shocked to see on our Instagram live that, like,
Nobody.
Every answer was no.
Nobody knew that.
To that question about
Strike
us
Fitness.
owning a fitness company and being fitness pros and fitness creators. And fitness is actually how Chris and I met.
Yeah.
And it was the very first conversation that we ever had was around personal training and fitness. So one of the things that we've talked a lot about lately is that we feel like we aren't giving you guys our all.
Yep.
Like, we're giving you a lot.
We're actually coveting a wealth of knowledge and experience and true healing information that we honestly were resisting it
for so long.
And we were resisting it because, to be totally transparent, and Aaron's going to go into the detail, we got a really bad taste in our mouths because
even just recently for fitness and wellness,
but because of our immediate community and what had happened and before the social media. So we really just decided to put it on the back seat and not really give it any attention for a while. And I'm going to let Aaron, talk a little bit more about the details, but now we really definitely feel like God has nudged us.
More than nudge,
but I'm using nudge. But yeah. So
just to be brief, because I really just want to, I like to look at the past as a lesson and never with regret. I also think it's important that we are really focusing forward on our fruit and the fruit that we are going to spread to others. That being said, I will say, me personally, I have been very resistant, more than even Chris, I think, to stepping back into the space of being a healer. I've known for a long time that God has given me abilities to really work with people, especially because of my abuse background, my addiction background, and all the other things from abuse, addiction, alcoholism, anorexia. I actually was looking at it earlier today, and I had a huge epiphany because I was writing a biography for something that I do, and I was writing, and I wrote and then I wrote covered, and I wrote covered in all caps, and then I put recovered addict, alcoholic, anorexic, abuse survivor, anxiety survivor. And then as I was writing all those A's out, I realized, wait a minute, recovered. I was covered all along by Jesus in all of those situations.
That's some deep shit right there.
I didn't even share that with you
That's
earlier.
Really good.
Isn't that good?
That's really good.
I mean, I'm gonna write about that.
I would say that's the next book.
I know. It's like the Holy Spirit is making me cry right now because recovered. Yep. Covered by Jesus, by every, and I never put that together.
Well, you just did.
Until earlier today when I was writing. Well, actually, I think it was the Holy Spirit. But anyway. I digress, but it was important to share that. But again, I really have been resisting stepping back into the healing space. And then when at the end of last year, we started to kind of tippy-toe back in, we literally got met with a lot of opposition. Yeah. Literally so much so that one of the people that we've become very close to and love dearly, they were coming to a wellness retreat here, and they were actually stopped by another family members who accused them of being crazy to come to people's houses that they had never met, although they had met us. And they said that Chris and I were internet frauds and scam artists. Yep. And not real Christians because we cussed. Yeah. So that broke my heart. Yeah. Being called a scam artist, internet, whatever I just said, imposter basically. Yeah. Right. And so that actually, and then we ended up going on to do 2 successful retreats after that, But both times I still had that dialogue in the back of my head. And I think the reason it affected me the most was twofold. One, because I knew how much healing would have been available to the person who would have been coming.
Right.
And when you know that you're able to aid in someone's healing and you have that ability and you can't do it, it pisses you off.
Yeah.
Because what I can say about Chris and me is that we are sincere in our approach to healing and we care.
Yep.
Two was that it triggered me because it reminded me of what happened to us a few years ago when we started blowing up on social media, and simultaneously as we got bigger on social media, our gym memberships began to decline and the community support began to decline.
And that's a whole
It's
video.
a whole different video.
That's a whole video in of itself, because that's a
very long story.
But that's really what.
But
it pushed us away.
It pushes away, and it made me think, I don't want anything to do with this.
Exactly.
This can't be good because there is no good at this moment. And I was overlooking a lot of things that were still good. I was overlooking the loyalty and the support of the people that stayed at the gym. Because I was so focused on the ones leaving. And like the fruit that was rotting, that I forgot to look at the fruit that was still growing and being very prosperous. And so, after a lot of restless nights, and especially the last year of restlessness, he and I have been talking a lot about it, and we realized it's time. It's time to take what the enemy meant for evil, and it's time to turn it for good. And it's time to show back up authentically as the healers and the movers and the fitness pros that we know we are. That doesn't mean that we're going to stop creating content.
So don't think that. We're still going to be, because we love making content, and we're still going to be doing all. We absolutely love making content,
and we're so passionate about it.
We're still going to do it.
And we feel like we're only getting better at it. But now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be bringing
to you. We're going to give more.
Even more. We're going to start giving you fitness content. We're going to start giving you movement content, mindset content, meals, meal plans, nutritional guidelines. We're going to start putting that all into our YouTube
and our
shorts, our podcast, which is getting ready to launch, which is called Sweat Sexy Strong. We are so excited. Be on the lookout this week for our first episode. It'll be going
onto the YouTube podcast channel. So when we get that up, we'll obviously give you guys a heads up. We'll put a post up. But we wanted to make this video and let you guys know that there's a whole lot more that we have to already give you guys. And, I'm not going to apologize for holding it back, but I
think it's all about timing, though.
It's all about timing
and healing.
And I think
we needed to heal.
And we needed to heal because like I said, we had just kind of reached that point where it was very frustrating. But I think, and that's what I wanted to tell you guys, was we're excited now to share it with you guys, because the love that you guys show to us, the appreciation of just the silliness that we do, we feel like it's only going to be that much better received for you guys. And that is what we are all about.
So you heard it first here. Make sure you stay on the lookout for Sweat Sexy Strong, our podcast that's going to be launching any day. We've actually filmed it twice, and because of me, it's been taken down both times because I'm just
good reason.
I'm so passionate about this podcast and what I feel like it's going to bring to you guys and the healing and the service. I do. I just want it to be right. But also, let us end with this. In the next few days, we're going to be launching our very first fitness challenge. And if you guys are interested, you can also write in the comments challenge. And we'll get you the information. We will get you the information. It's not going to be super expensive at all. But what Chris and I promise to give you is results.
And it's it'll be life-changing. No matter what you've done before.
Nope, no matter what you've done. In fact, we always assure a money back guarantee. So
Yes.
when you do challenges with us, if you do everything we say to do and you don't have results, we give you a refund.
Yes.
So if you're interested in getting healthier through movement in this next season of your life, go ahead and write challenge. If not, don't worry, we're not gonna like start pouring all fitness content and asking you to buy shit from us. That's not how we are.
No.
We are gonna stay true to ourselves, but we're just gonna add.
Yep.
So you're just gonna be getting more.
It's going to be add-ons. That's
Yeah,
all.
just
But
add-ons.
as always, guys, remember, like, share, subscribe, comment. I got it.
And know that we love you and we are wishing many blessings for
Yep.
you.
And
Oh,
it's-
and my 2 words.
Oh, your 2
fruit,
words.
Fruit and sun.
Yep.
So sun and fruit are my words for the year.
And when I get mine, I'll share those too when I get them. But up until the next time, guys.
Deuces.